Hey, how about them tops, son?
All day, SEC boys. SEC, they supposed to be SEC. Where's the other, baby?
You're listening to the Red Out Podcast.
Welcome into another Red Out Podcast. I am alone in the studio. I've got Jake in a Ouija board session, as Sue wants. Hey, Jake.
Hey, I'm not dead.
They said they don't know yet, guys. So, and we also have Jared. Hey, Jared, how's it going, buddy?
What's up? Happy Wednesday, my dudes.
Happy Wednesday. So we've had a lot of sports news the past week. The Pacers won. I think it's the first time in a long time, but.
Oh, yes, they did. They made up for all the games they lost by blowing out LA by 42 points.
Oh my gosh!
Does it really make up for all the losses, Jared?
Well, I mean, they're still sitting at like 4th or 5th in the East, even without Oladipo. So, I mean, I think they'll hang in there. They'll for sure get in the playoffs, which, I mean, for LA is questionable now. Because, I mean, they've basically offered 2/3 of their roster to the Pelicans, which got rejected. So now all those young players are like, oh, cool, I'm playing for an organization that doesn't give two craps that I'm here and thinks that I'm literal garbage.
That's kind of the message I got from that whole situation, too.
But, you know, like, when you go to the NBA, I feel like you have to kind of understand that, though. Like,
yeah, it's a players' league, that's for sure.
Like, I'm going to go and I'm going to play for this team, but as soon as I can get a better contract and they can get a better trade deal, my butt is gone.
Yep, you go where the money is, basically.
Because the Pelicans have done a bad job with Anthony Davis, in my opinion. They never really did much to try to build around him, so they shouldn't be surprised that he's leaving.
I agree, and I also question their mascot, the Pelican.
There's the King Cake Baby.
Yeah, there's so much potential there, though. You're in Louisiana. Come on. You could do so many things.
Baby like
their disturbing baby mascot they have is like probably the most horrifying mascot I've ever seen.
That would scare small children.
Like, giant floats and stuff with them too, and that's like the most terrifying thing.
It's called the King Cake, isn't that right? For Mardi Gras?
King Cake, yeah.
And then they put a baby in it, right?
Yeah.
So creepy. God, it's so creepy. But yes, we talk about Jared's Pacers, which he's a big Pacers fan. Yes. He's also a Dolphins fan, and they had a big win Sunday. With the Super Bowl.
Well, Monday, because we got half of their coaching staff now, so I'll take it.
Yeah, right.
Yes, they did. I mean, so were you guys satisfied with the Super Bowl?
Jared, was probably the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen, honestly.
Well, okay. Compare that to Peyton Manning getting crushed by the Seahawks. Is that still the worst?
Fun because I got to not care anymore.
And someone besides New England won as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true with that one.
I'm still bitter of the fact that they only did Sweet Victory from SpongeBob for like 5 seconds and then transitioned it into sicko mode. Like, no one cares about sicko mode. They only care about Sweet Victory. All of America was just waiting. All of the millennials were just waiting for a full thing of Sweet Victory, and it was going to be great. But, of course, the NFL is going to screw that up. So, what else is...
I mean, are you surprised that the NFL screwed it up, though, really? I mean...
No.
I was the same way.
I'll tell you another thing, too. It's like, is it just me, or are the halftime shows just becoming, like, okay concerts, as opposed to, like, halftime shows? Like, do you remember when Katy Perry had the giant tiger and rode in on a shooting star? Like, what happened to that stuff? Like,
completely.
Even when Prince did his in Miami, I thought that was one of the best halftime shows that they've ever had in a Super Bowl. Like, he was doing Purple Rain, like, as was like a torrential downpour and everything. That was really cool.
Now, I'll tell you, probably the best Super Bowl appearance was Michael Jackson's way back in the day.
Yeah, that is true.
Michael Jackson killed it.
He killed it. That was probably the best Super Bowl show. I mean, we probably should have done a ranked on that, but it's whatever.
That is all right.
I know, right? That's what we should have done. But no, now my thing is though that concert was awful. Like, that was not interesting at all. I do not know who Travis Scott is. I guess I'm old. I did not know who Big Boy was. My wife and I are...
I knew Maroon 5, and I knew that what's his face, Levine sounded really bad for like 3/4 of his performance. So
Yes.
Auto-tune on.
Oh, I didn't even. He started and then I just tuned him out because I was like, I know like 3 songs they sing and that's it.
Well, see, that was the thing. I was like, so I knew the SpongeBob thing was supposed to happen. I was like, okay, cool. I was waiting to see, some sort of spectacle. Like, okay, what's the spectacle they're going to do? So I was like, floating lantern drone things were all right.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, let me just watch the thing. Sit in bed, watch the thing, and then it's like, oh, he sounds bad. Like he sounds real bad. And they never got better. Also, his guitar useless because he played like 3 strokes on it. I don't know if he actually plays guitar or not, or if he's just trying to look cool. But
so
he just kind of hung there, all sad.
Yes.
Guitar expert here. He was just trying to look cool.
Yes, there you go. He's just trying to look cool.
So in case y'all hear, my puppies just decided to come up and see me for some reason. But so
and thence the grunting.
Yes, and the huffing and the puffing. So Jared, as the music man, what was your reaction to the halftime show?
I mean, most of this time is them just singing to tracks that were previously recorded anyways, so I mean, it's more about just the spectacle at that point, and it came down to Adam Levine basically stripping the entire time, so obviously I'm not going to care about that, so I mean...
So, okay, so the funniest part for me...
a little defensive there, Jared. It sounds like you're trying hard.
Yes.
Sure, because hey, he's a pretty ripped guy. Like, good for him. So, did you guys see all the memes of Janet Jackson being all mad when 2 male witnesses were there?
That was my next comment, was Janet Jackson's jealous reaction to that, and I was like, that is so funny.
All the girls at work were talking about, they were like, now how come Janet Jackson's accident, air quotes, was like this big thing, but he can just get like half naked and it's fine. And I was like, well...
You cannot convince me that was an accident. First off,
that was
that was air quotes. I honestly think
I think it was completely staged. And honestly, it sounds bad, but like nowadays, nobody would have blinked at it. Really, I don't think.
Agreed.
My thing is,
I don't know. There's a bunch of like 62-year-old women with really short haircuts that probably would have been.
That's probably true, but.
I need to see the manager of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Roger, you need to fix this. Honestly, at the time, I remember watching it and thinking that it was staged. Even then, I was like, she's got a sticker. Of course, it wasn't a sticker; it was a piercing. But still, it was like, I thought it was just. Well, I knew it wasn't a fake boob. I mean, I'm talking about. I thought they had a sticker over her nipple. Is what I thought it was, and I was like, oh, well, this is planned. And then they start posting all that stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't, but it's just too coincidental. But so Patriots won the Super Bowl. I regret none of my tweets from Redout. I stand by all of them. I am convinced that Gronk moves his mouth when he reads.
He can't help that he breathes through his mouth. Right. You leave him alone.
Todd, no. Eli Manning is a mouth breather.
He's more machine than man at this point. Let's be real. Like, that arm of his, like, is that even legal? Is that fair? Because I feel like that has more traction than just his regular arm.
I just
catching and holding stuff.
I just picture like the $6 Million Man theme whenever he runs onto the field. We can rebuild him. We can make him stronger. That's all I picture when I see that orb.
We've made him a little slower.
Yeah.
A lot more famous. But by God, can he still get open for some reason?
Yeah. Never figured that out. He is huge. I mean, he's a big old boy. I still stand by Todd Gurley being a car hop at Sonic. I completely believe that.
You know what's funny? As I was watching... So I started watching it. I was like, okay, well, I don't really care to watch. I don't care. I just want Higbee to get a touchdown. That's pretty much all I want. If the Rams win, that's great. I still want Brady to win. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll start streaming it it's been off plus. I started the second quarter, and I saw that Gurley wasn't in, and then I saw the Rams running back, and I was like, I forgot how thick with 4 C's Anderson is. I was like, he is not a fast man.
No.
He is a strong man.
No, he is. He was, and I think he was not as effective until the fourth quarter.
Yeah. It took a while to kind of get going. It took LA a while to get going in general, and they never really did much on offense, which is pretty bad.
And that was the most frustrating thing. I love the memes with Patriots 13, Maroon 5, Rams 3. It's the greatest thing all night.
Pretty much.
And I've caught a lot of flack from some people because I was not wanting Brady to get the 6th ring. I don't care if he got it. I was wanting to see McVay, the youngest youngest coach in Super Bowl history, to win a Super Bowl because I thought that'd be really cool. But it's whatever.
Tom Brady.
I concur. It was a mediocre Super Bowl. I didn't think the commercials were that great.
Dude,
I was at a party and I couldn't hear him anyway, so I mean, it wasn't very noticeable for me.
Yeah, the 100-year, I agree with Jake, the 100-year commercial was by far the best commercial. But, yeah, it was, after that, I didn't really care. I started watching about 6 o'clock, and that's about the same time that John Malkovich's commercial came on, and I was just like, what's the point of this, is what I was thinking.
That guy makes me uncomfortable.
Well, it was
Am I the only
him.
one?
It was him and Peyton Manning, and he was just yelling at Peyton Manning. And I was just like, okay.
It's weird. Now, I feel like there was one later on, besides the 100 years, that might have had Peyton in it, but I can't remember.
You may be right. I don't know.
There's your whole sum up of the Super Bowl. I can't remember. You know why? Because it was boring. The commercials sucked. The halftime show sucked. I mean, it was just like, okay, this is probably the most forgettable Super Bowl I've ever seen. Because at least, like I said, at least when Peyton got spanked, I could just be like, oh, okay, this game is over. I can enjoy the other aspects.
Yeah.
Like these nachos and the commercials. Don't have to have anxiety about the game.
Well, as far as a defensive game goes, it was decent. It wasn't great.
But like a lot of it was like missed assignments, like that pass where both Higbee and I can't remember the other receiver that was over the top for the Rams for the touchdown was open and Goff just misread it.
Yeah.
Like there was granted, I know
that was
that
Cook.
was a lot of
it was probably Cook.
Like, pressure on him.
Yeah.
I was just like, there were so many miscues. You're just like, God, this is, and like it's like Jerry Trudeau, right? They're all babies on the Rams.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, which by the way, I don't know, Hightower was still playing for the Patriots. How old is he now?
Is that the one from Police Academy or?
Yeah, right. That's what he's about the same size.
I have no idea. Do you know how old Hightower is, Jared?
Probably as old as all of us combined.
I mean, seriously, it seems like he's been playing since like Tom Brady got his first Super Bowl with the Patriots. Like
that's probably
it's
right.
Not, but
let me check and see.
I feel like he's been there forever.
Y'all are gonna hear a lot of clicking and typing. So
clicking and typing, technical noises.
Yes, this is a.
I just because I turned it on and it was like, man, Hightower with the pressure, and I was like, stop it. Is that the same Hightower I used to have in Madden 6 years ago?
It could have been. Let's see.
Like, holy crap, this dude is 9,000 years old. Like, if Brady is an ancient quasi-zombie man who won't die, then Hightower's pretty close right there with him.
What was it? You said it was Hightower?
I thought that was his last name.
I don't see him.
Like Dante Hightower?
You talking about Dante Hightower?
I could have sworn that was what they said. He it was the first play that I saw.
Now I know Ndamukong Suh was there, and he was the one that I was thinking.
I know he is. He's not ancient though.
I don't know. I'll have to. Now I see Aqib Talib, or is there whatever his name is. That's
Aqib Talib.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hightower. Yeah.
Yes.
Same guy.
Yes.
SB Nation has an article about how he became a Super Bowl hero for the Patriots again. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been everywhere though. Aqib Talib. Do y'all have anything else to add on the Super Bowl? Because it was just mediocre. I don't think anything really stood out. The commercials were mediocre. The game was mediocre. Those people who say, "Oh, you're not football fans if you didn't enjoy it," well, get over yourself. Because I'm a football fan. I play football. I enjoy football. But it's really hard to watch both teams really struggle, and then one team catches a break, scores, 2 field goals, whatever. And it's just like, ugh. So that was my opinion on it.
That's one of those things everybody was like, well, see, defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. It's like, okay, So let's just take one game worth of data and then retroactively apply that to the last, 10 years worth of games.
Yes.
Where it's switching to an offensive league, and also all the rule changes. And yeah, let's just go ahead and say that defense wins championships. I just keep saying that 85 years. I hate that. And so I did look it up because I was kind of mad. So Hightower's been playing only since 2012.
Okay.
But he wasn't, but only recently for the Patriots. No, he's been with the Patriots since 2000 and...
The Patriots. I was looking at the Rams. Okay.
Yeah, he's been with them since 12. So there you go.
Okay.
He played for Alabama.
Well, that's 7 years. That's still a wait. Especially in
he's
football.
A baby. He's only 28 or 9.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad.
Not for the NFL, baby. I say that because I'm approaching 28, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on into women's. Women's, the ladies' tops played UTSA and won. Whoop whoop. They played UTEP and won by 3. Whoop whoop. And they've got Rice coming up on the 7th and North Texas coming up on the 9th. Those games are Rice at 7 p.m. and North Texas at 3 p.m. This Rice game is so important. So for those listeners that are listening, you need to show up for these girls. This game could be for first place in conference, really.
Yeah, because Rice is number 1 in conference right now, aren't they?
They're so good.
Yes. Rice is number 1 in Conference USA. I got to do the expanded view on my browser here. Rice is 9-0 in conference right now. So they are killing conference. And then middle is actually tied for 2nd with Western. So straight biddies, they got to go down. Got to beat Rice here. Western is sitting at 14-9. Rice is 18-3. Let's see who they've lost to. They lost to Texas A&M, UCLA, and North Carolina, and they beat everybody else.
Powerhouses.
Not too bad.
Yeah, so they've done really well. But yeah, got to show up for the Lady Tops. That game is at 7. I think it's 7 Eastern. Yes. So that'd be 6 Central. Show up for the Lady Tops. Trust me, they will appreciate it. And if you get a Wild House and Diddle, then, it could be really crazy. Before I forget, I'm sorry, Jake, I'm not trying to cut you off, but we need some motivation here. So
the Tops play with
Fire! Fire! Beat UTEP! Apparently it worked because we beat UTEP, so...
Tell people what that is. If they
Okay. So for those of you who may not know, that's Matt McKay.
That's kind of terrifying.
Yes, it can be terrifying because you're thinking that there's some short person yelling. But that's Matt McKay in front of a burn pile. It's on WKU's basketball page. The admin's kind of strict on some of the stuff, so you'll have to watch him. But
he has a very long list.
Such a long list.
Such a long list. But the big story is that Matt has got a burn pile, and he's trying to motivate Western's basketball team to play well. So, fire!
I really hope some of the players saw that too, because I can confirm that there are some of our current players in that group, and one of them's even posted in there before, but I hope he saw that video and got a good chuckle out of it.
I do too. God, I hope so.
I am glad that Stan allows them to have social media, a presence, because them following and actually interacting with us is pretty funny.
I think so too. I think it's important to do that.
Yeah, because with the people in that group that obviously love Western and everything, when they see a post from a current player saying, "Hey, y'all be sure to come support us. Thank you for the support, anyways." Up to now and everything, just kind of hearing from them with something like that, kind of knowing that they're in there too. Maybe it helps some of the older people act a little better too.
Yeah, that's a key. Yeah, because sometimes. I don't know if it's a Kentucky thing or what, but sometimes fans can be really ugly, and we don't need that. Keep that stuff at home.
Why don't they play Jake Omer more? He's really good. He needs to start.
Stan Sperry's a NIA coach. He's only a good recruiter. He's like Ray Harper.
I think we're going to start a segment where we just talk about some of the ridiculous comments that people make.
We should. We absolutely should.
That's a complete spitball session we can have sometime, but yes. But I mean, going back to Lady Tops, the girls are doing great. They need your support, so go for them. Let's just go ahead and transition into the men's, who played...
Yeah, hey, before we go,
yes.
before we do that,
go ahead, bud.
There is a stat that is wild about a certain player on the Lady Tops, and the Lady Tops basketball Twitter, you guys still follow it, you should, because it's awesome. But they tweeted out this stat. It's their current pinned tweet. And I thought we should share it with the listeners. It's really, really good. So, if you look at all of the D1 players, men and women, there is only one who is shooting 45% from the floor, 45% from deep, and 85% from the line. And that person is D. Gibbons. Literally shooting the best, holistically, of any player in Division I college basketball.
Wow.
And that is
really impressive.
Like,
yeah, it is.
Insane.
That is a crazy stat.
Play with
fire!
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's my favorite.
I know
it. Get the soundboard together.
Yes, I'm gonna have to just fix up some little soundboard here. But it's gonna sound kind of like deja vu here. The men played UTSA and won, and they played UTEP and won. So both men's and women's both won out against UTSA and UTEP. The men's won 96-88, and they beat UTEP 76-59. So both really impressive wins there. Considering
the UTSA game was insane. That was a lot of fun.
Yes. Well, sorry, I'm on my ladies' page. And actually, technically, we are still... Yeah, okay. We're still under UTSA, technically, right? According to ESPN's conference standings, we are.
How many games behind is UTSA? Half a game?
Yes. They're half a game back. We're 1.5.
1.5 games back.
Yes.
Yeah. We're in like I'm just working off my cell phone here, so aren't we like in a 4-way tie for like fourth? Isn't that or fifth?
We're at 3. It's a 3-way tie.
3-way tie. 4.
For third and fourth? Because we're 1.5. UAB is 1.5. Which, did they beat us? So that would put them in third, right? Sorry, I know we're not really...
No, actually...
No, we haven't played them yet.
Yeah, I thought the game this
we've got UAB last. Yeah, we got UAB at the last of the year. But we did play Marshall and lost to them. No, we beat them. And we've lost to them.
Split.
Yeah, so split.
So we split with them. But, I mean, really, the biggest game coming up is going to be North Texas for the guys.
Yeah, it's going to be really big.
It's going to be hard.
Yes, and also the girls play... they play Rice on the 7th, and they play North Texas on the 9th at home, so show up. The guys are going to be playing on the road, Rice, on the 7th at 9 p.m. Do we have...
Rice is on CBS Sports Network, isn't it?
Yes, I see it now. Okay, it's on CBS Sports, yes. CBS Sports Network.
Yep.
And Western is actually favored, according to the BPI, 75%. So, excuse me.
That doesn't surprise me. Rice hasn't been super strong this year. Now, they've played a couple people close. They played Old Dominion real close, I think, over the weekend. I thought they were going to beat them. That would have been awesome for the conference standings for us. But, yeah, the thing with Rice is, I mean, again, they haven't been that great. Now, I don't know with this conference, like we've seen it. And with Western, we have no idea, night in and night out, what the heck's going to happen. Like,
now, see...
Rice to come out and score 40 from 30.
Now, see, that's what scares me, is that Rice is 3.5 games out, so they're in the bottom part of the conference. But the way Western has been playing, like Jake said, this game scares me. I don't know if, Jared, if you feel the same way or not, but looking at this...
Any road game with a young team like this scares me.
Yes, I'm the same way, because... Really, we need this game, and we need North Texas. Definitely those two.
Which I'm really hoping the Tops can beat North Texas, because I've been saying North Texas is overrated basically this entire season, and because they haven't played anybody. So I'm really banking on the Tops to show up on Saturday. Please.
Yes.
Don't look ahead. Still beat Rice. That is important. You can't lose to any of the sub-500 teams in our conference anymore. You just can't. You have to beat them, beat North Texas. Please win.
Yes, please win.
He's begging you.
Yes.
I'm begging you.
But, I mean, really, we've got to beat Rice. And Rice, to me, reminds me of a Missouri State, Indiana State, some of those ridiculous games that we lost early on in the year. And I think if Western, buckles down, doesn't let, coasting or maturity or whatever get in the way, I think Western can just go ahead and cruise past them, but we'll just have to see.
Another very significant thing I'll say with the Rice game is that if they make a 3-point shot, if Western does, they will be up to 1,000 consecutive games with at least one made three, which it's a miracle that the streak has lasted in the Stansberry era. As much as I like Coach Stans and everything, some of the shooters he's had is terrible. I know that Savage has been super inconsistent.
Yes.
And there's been some games where Western would only get like 1 or 2 threes for the game. So the fact that the 3-point streak has survived up till now is a miracle. And I'm hoping that they can get to 1,000. This would not be a good time to be ice cold from deep and not get one because all the hype around it, that would be terrible.
So you just jinxed them. Good job.
Do you guys think that the players pay attention to that?
No, I really don't. I don't think the guys pay attention to the quote streak. I think they just try to go out and play. And because my thing is, let's say if you do pay attention to a streak like that, I as a player would almost be like, okay, I got to shoot the three. And then I'd miss them all night. That's my thought. But I would say that they probably don't pay attention to it. They just go play.
Shooters shoot. They're just going to shoot a bunch of threes in.
Shooters go to shoot.
On Jared's North Texas being a paper tiger sort of thing, I just looked at the schedule, because they had this really gaudy record coming into conference play. And they started out conference play with whipping up on Rice, La Tech. They whipped up on Rice, but then La Tech they beat by 4, only scoring 63 points. Southern Miss they beat by 3, scoring 65 points. UTEP they only beat by 7, scoring 58 points. Lost to UTSA, and then on the 19th of January, barely squeaked out a 1-point win over Rice. They lost to UAB by 3. Now they pumped Middle on the 26th, and they got pumped by Old Dominion right after that. And then just recently, they eked out like a 6-point win or 7-point win over Charlotte. So I'm with Jared in that, they might be a good team, because as far as the conference goes, they might be okay. They could definitely beat us, because we've seen people like Troy beat us. But they're definitely not this conference leading, just God team.
They don't scare me as much as Old Dominion and Marshall and those kind of teams do. Because UTSA doesn't scare me because they only have 2 good players, and you're not going to win a conference championship, in my opinion, with only 2 guys averaging 75 points between them like they did against Marshall, which is ridiculous.
That's wild.
But, Old Dominion, I think, is legit. They beat Syracuse on the road at Syracuse when they were still in the top 25. That's a quality win that they have. They just seem a lot more solid as a team. Old Dominion's always had really good seniors, like Stites, who's been there for the past 8 years at least. And he's really good too.
Second doctorate.
But yeah, North Texas does not scare me as much as Old Dominion or Marshall or any of those guys do.
So he's like Brandon Dowdy is what I'm hearing.
Pretty much.
He's been there for 100 years, yeah.
That's cool.
A stat I was just looking at, Charles Bassey obviously is probably one of our most points per game player at 14.7. Well, I was looking at North Texas. Hold on a second, sorry.
Speaking of Bassey, though, while you're looking that up,
yeah.
Am I the only one that feels like he's quietly having an amazing season?
Yeah. Absolutely. He's averaging like a double-double right now.
Every night, but I don't feel like we talk
I think you're right, Jared.
Isn't that weird? Because he was super-duper heralded coming in.
Yeah.
He's done really well. Now, he hasn't destroyed the conference or been, God's gift to basketball necessarily. Because, he was getting double teamed and he's barely 18. But I just don't know why. I don't know. Does it not feel like he's the dude's averaging a double-double at this point. And is really, really good, but I still feel like it's super quiet how good he's playing.
I agree. I think it is kind of overlooked as to how well he is playing. What I was going to say is their guard Woolridge is their scorer really for them. He's got 12 points per game average. He's shooting 48%, so basically every other one's going to go in. But and of course, obviously Woolridge is also doing your most assists, and Simmons is getting your most rebounds at 6, and Bassey's getting
Woolridge
10.
Sounds like he's an old-timey department store owner.
And it's probably the way I say it.
Old man Woolridge's.
Yeah, that's how I say it. It's Sears and Woolridge. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Did you look at the Sears and Woolridge catalog there?
I would like to see. You said the other guy's name was Simmons. Simmons and Woolridge. Fine tailors since 1824.
Sitting right in the downtown Denton, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denton is a great place. The only thing I've ever saw there was cows and oil rigs. So, if you're from Denton, speaking of oil rigs, I was doing some stats the other night, looking at our stats. Jake, I haven't got to tell you this. I haven't told Jared either. We have 7 listeners from Saudi Arabia, so salute you guys.
Respect.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who do we have listening in Saudi Arabia?
Hey, you know what? I don't care. Topper Nation spans the globe over.
That's
we
right.
have our one listener. We've got 1 listener in Great Britain, and now we have 7 in Saudi Arabia. So
yeah, there's a lot of international students from Saudi Arabia, so that does make sense. So shout out to y'all.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, we do have Saudi Arabia, and I know a bunch of guys from Dubai as well. We had a bunch of UAE guys.
That's cool.
When I was there too. Yeah, it was real cool.
Yeah,
very nice cars. Shout out to you boys.
If you want to be sponsors, just hit us up on Twitter, or you can email us.
Yeah, for real. When you're any of the guys, we had this. One of our buddies, I used to do the Model United Nations every year, which was just an excuse to go to Chicago and hang out. But one of the guys, my second or third year, I can't remember, was from Saudi Arabia. And he got a scholarship for going to a U.S. college. And they just would direct deposit it into his account. And while we were out, it was in November, close to Thanksgiving, and we're out at a bar, and he said, "Hey guys, I just got my scholarship money." And we're like, "Oh yeah, cool man, that's great." He's like, "Yeah, you guys want some drinks?" And we were like, "Yes, please." Some of that old money, man.
Set us up. Set us up, son. Yeah, that's pretty. Fire.
No,
we need to keep that as a permanent soundbite that we use.
Yes, I agree, Jared. Just have to have everything just where we can go to it. So let's dive into the mailbag here. Got some guys hollered at us. Thank you guys for your questions. Keep sending them to us.
That's right.
And we keep asking
for answer to the first one.
Okay, let's hear the first one, buddy.
How many wins in the next 4 games? Who asked us that? It was on Twitter, but I can't remember.
Hold on a second. Oh, you got the Twitter one. Okay. Hold on a second.
We'll shout it out afterwards, but it was how many wins over the next 4 games, and we've got 2 away, 2 at home. Away at Rice, I've got as a win. I think that should be a win. The power rankings think it should be a win. Lord knows that that'll be a thing, but it ought to be. At North Texas, I currently have as a loss. I don't think they're, again, that may be more of a toss-up, but if I had to guess, I'm like 55% North Texas, 45 on the top.
The BPI's got us at 63.
Has a 63 on North Texas?
Yes.
I would love for that to be the thing. Anyways, I think they'll drop at least 1 over the next 4, so that's the one I'm picking. Versus the Mutts at home on the Thursday night. Should be rowdy next Thursday. Do it. I've got to win because we just need to beat them and hurt them and just do everything terrible to them. Not like physical, but emotionally and in a sports thing. Kind of way. And obviously we never encourage physical violence. Never ever.
Except for football, but yeah.
At home, say that again?
I said except for football, yeah.
Well, football is part of the game.
Emotional.
Don't rub icy hot in the dude's eyeballs, but elbow here and there. It's fine.
Okay.
And then versus UAB, I've got as a lean tops because it is at home. I think UAB is not the worst team in the world, and they've been coming on strong recently. So I'm going to say out of the next 4 games, 3-1 with a loss away at North Texas.
I think the big test to see how Western's going to do against North Texas is coming up tomorrow. Marshall plays North Texas. So, since we've split with Marshall, if Marshall goes out there and dominates, I think we could see hey, they did this. This worked well. Let's try this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you. And by the way, the shout out for that is our loyal Twitter follower, Jack Watson, who tweeted us. So thanks again for asking another good question, Jack.
Appreciate it, Jack. Love you, buddy. My thing is, so Jared, I'll let you answer, then I'll go to mine. Okay?
Okay, so for me, I still think 3-1 with a loss on the road makes the most sense, but logic does not make sense this season, so I'm going to say they lose to Rice but beat North Texas. Because that just seems like something that this team would do. They lose to the lesser teams and beat the good teams. They're going to show up for North Texas. I think they're going to show that they were a fraud, that I truly believe that. I hope that they, smother them, smother chicken. That's the Pacers term for a good block. I hope that's what they do to North Texas. But lose to Rice, I could see that happening. But, Middle has to be a win this season. There's no way this team should lose to Middle at home on Valentine's Day. That will truly break my heart more than any woman could ever do, is if Western loses to Middle on Valentine's Day at home.
I got a question about Middle, because I can't recall it. I don't remember the kid's name. I just know that I don't like his face. The one who looks like, because I can't remember his name, so it's going to sound mean. This is the one who looks like maybe he grew up in a house that, maybe had plastic over the windows, or he maybe an extra on Breaking Bad. You know what I'm talking about? That kid with the fighting with Bearden last year. Does he?
Oh yeah, I think he transferred with Kermit. He went to Ole Miss, didn't he?
He went to Ole Miss. I hope so. I hate that.
Yeah, it was Dixon.
I really hate that guy.
I don't think he's there anymore.
Oh my gosh, I completely left that off. Okay.
But yeah, I say 3-1 with a loss at Rice because logic makes no sense this year. So Devin, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say, oh my gosh. Okay, just looking at the schedule. Let's see. What do we get against these guys? Oh, okay. I'm going to say 3-1. I say we lose to North Texas. I think the guys are going to play them close. I think it'll be a good game, but I feel like they're young and they're going to get in their own heads about this game. I'm hoping not. I want you guys to do well if you're listening. Go beat North Texas because I cannot stand North Texas.
You got an old football grudge against them.
Yes, my football grudge against North Texas was the first year I ever went to Texas, first time I've ever been to Texas in my life. It was 1st of December, and it is snow and raining mix, and it was just an awful day. We get there, we're playing against a team. We shoot up on them, kind of like the Atlanta Falcons did a few years ago against the Patriots. It was
3 it was third.
I want to say it was 21-7, and they. We go into halftime thinking we've won the game. We even got an unsportsmanlike penalty because one of our players who looked like, oh my gosh, what was his name? The guy that used to be on Family Matters.
Urkel.
No, not Urkel. The dad.
Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow, that's it.
Yeah.
I was going to say Carl Malone, and I was like, that is not right at all. No, but the guy looked just like Carl Winslow, and he picks up a fumble and runs it back 40 yards for the touchdown. We get, of course, unsportsmanlike because everybody goes nuts and runs on the field. And then we end up losing that game. Almost got in a fight at the end of the game. It was an unbelievably awful way to leave. And let me tell you, if you lose on the road and you got to fly back, it is completely silent on the way back. Nobody's allowed to talk. So you're just sitting there going, really? Really? But that's why I hate Texas.
That's why you hate Texas.
Yes.
So I looked that guy up, by the way, because I couldn't take it. Tyrick Dixon is his name. And he left, but he did not go to the tournament because he was not good enough to play in a Power 5 school. He went to a team that beat us, who was not a Power 5 school. He just didn't play because he transferred. He went to Missouri friggin' State.
You're kidding me. What's this kid's name?
Tyreek something.
Tyreek. Okay.
Well, something like that. Probably not.
Tyrik.
I got it. Yep.
Okay.
He transferred to Missouri State, where he is sitting out the transfer list.
Okay, guys, you need to Google this guy. Yes, he does look like someone who would have plastic on all their furniture, and they weren't allowed to play in the house.
That's right.
That's what he looks like.
From death. I don't know. That's mean. I shouldn't say that. But the kid, he was just very rude. At Diddle last year, and I was not a fan. I hope that he sorts out his attitude issues and is not playing so mean. That's all I got to say about that.
Don't play so mean.
So he gets his life together. Amen.
Okay, we got a lot of questions. I'm going to go to Greg Ross on Facebook. I would like to know if there is a specific 3-point defense that can prevent an individual player from scoring more than 40 points on us in a single game, please.
Well, here's the thing. Like I was tweeting the game, the UTSA game, when Javon Jackson got 46 points, I think it was.
Okay.
I'm just like, listen, put every single man on this guy. I don't care. I don't care if y'all lose this game, but you're not going to let him be the reason that they score. I know that they were doing a good job trying to contest him, but he was still scoring over them. So that's when you add the third guy, triple team him. I mean, you could even pull in ULL and bring in a 6th man and put him on him too. I mean, I don't care at this point. Just stop him, please. It's so annoying watching him just absolutely obliterate us. I haven't seen someone do that to do that in Diddle Arena since Scary Terry came in with Louisville in 2014. Like, he dropped like 30 on us like effortlessly.
Oh, Scary
it's
Terry.
Like, listen, just put everybody on this guy.
He's doing all right in the league. Like,
first off, Scary Terry is the greatest name for someone, but I know it's a reference to Rick and Morty, but still.
I don't know what the three. Honestly, I don't know what the answer on 3-point defense is, and it's because Jared has talked about this in a previous podcast where, if you play really tight man-to-man coverage, right, and you don't let them shoot over you, then we do have a tendency to let guys get easy layups. And I don't know if that's because Bassie's young, if we were just not athletic enough, like with, Banks in for points, so can get around him, I don't know. But then when you switch back to his own, they shoot over you. So
I don't think there's a simple answer.
Something about the schemes get run. I don't know, to be perfectly honest with you. I would just go with, now granted, with Beeren starting at the point, you got a lot more speed. It's harder to get around him. I do not know, because 46 points, that's a dude having a night, right? You could have headbutt that guy, and he probably, through his broken, bloody nose, would have still hit threes. Like, that's just part of it.
It is freakish, yes.
Yeah, it just happens. But I am, Stan's 1-3-1 zone has worked on some teams, but if somebody's shooting hot and you're worried about him shooting, just beat him up and get aggressive with them, and if they beat you on the 2, they beat you on the 2. Now, I don't know if putting Smith in kind of the Twin Tower with Bassey every once in a while helps some of those backdoor cuts. But hopefully it gets better. But I'm a big fan of playing man if you can, not let dudes just run by you.
I agree with you. I don't think there's a simple answer to it. The 1-3-1.
Headbutt. That's the answer.
The headbutt 'em. Yeah, that's great. Let's get technicals. But no, seriously. I mean, like, the simple 2-3 is not going to work because you're just setting yourself up to just rebound it there. The 1-3-1 is, whatever. I don't think there is a simple answer. You just have to have defenders that just contest every shot, make them work harder at the shot. Don't let it. I mean, even I know that the 46-point game, people were trying to stop him, but there's no simple answer to it.
Yeah, I mean, just for the most part, when you got a team that's shooting the 3 really, really well, you just want to harass them, right? You want to stay in their face, you want to get in their shirts, be up on them, as suggestive as all that sounds.
Yes. Try on their pants. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I fixed it, you guys. I know.
Harass them.
Pull a White Stevenson and blow in their ear. That's all you got to do.
Yes. Okay.
Or there's a really good quote from the
really
NC State Louisville game years ago, where one of the hosts that I listened to asked a guy after the game. He was like, "So be for real. Did you wipe a booger in Montrezl Harrell's hair when y'all were standing free throw line?" And he was like, "No, man, I would never do that." But there's a replay, you can look it up, where it really looks like he took a booger and wiped it on Montrezl Harrell. Which is a braver man than me, because that dude is real scary. So
But just the idea of somebody picked his nose and then on the free throw line, wipes it on somebody else's hair.
Yeah,
it's got to be the greatest.
Kind of, bustling shoulders and like.
And he just wiped a booger on him. Like,
honestly, he deserves it.
Completely agree. Yeah, he deserved that. I agree, Jared.
No, man, I would never do that to nobody. That is disgusting. That's what the guy said. And everybody's like, no, I'm pretty sure you wiped a booger on him.
He's lying. He did wipe a booger on that dude. He just didn't want to get his butt whooped. But all right, let's take another question here. Simple question. I don't know if we have the answer to it. Is Gambrell being redshirted?
I don't think so. I don't know if that's true or not, because I'm not sure how the redshirt rule is as far as how many games you can play.
I'm not sure on basketball
He's got
either.
some minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you know how that works, Jake?
No, I don't, but he has played a few minutes. I don't know if it's like football where you get so many, like...
Quarters or whatever,
so many games.
I don't know the answer to that either. I don't think it's a simple question.
I don't think that the plan is for him to redshirt.
Okay.
At least it never seemed like that. Not when they were bringing him in. I mean, he's pretty highly touted recruiting. Baylor was going after him, that sort of thing.
So far, as far as I can see, he has played, well, I take that back. He got 3 minutes against St. Mary's, 2 against Wisconsin, 16 against Charlotte. Is that it?
Honestly, I think it may just be a coach's decisions because for all the games recently, he's still been dressed to play. And if he was redshirted, I don't think he would be able to dress for the games because he wouldn't be eligible to play. But I don't know. That's a good question, though.
I agree. Great question. That question comes from Tom Richards. Sorry, go ahead, Jake.
Oh no, I was trying to find some more stuff about Gambrell. You go ahead.
Yeah, if you want to. Brett asked us the question. Combist. He says, "When will we see Matt Horton explode?" If you do see him beeping, call the bomb squad. That is my best answer.
You shake him up.
Yes. Shake and run. Yes.
Hopefully against Middle. I want to see us absolutely obliterate Middle, just because they're Middle, obviously, but also because they're terrible. But I want to see Horton get some good minutes, and I want to see him dunk on everybody. I think that could be a good game where he can start to get going because it's at home and against a lesser opponent, which will be Middle this year. So we got to beat him.
So here's my question. Jared, I know how Ross feels about Middle. Do you hate Middle as much as the rest of us, or is it just... do you consider them our best rival?
Well, going with Ross in the Marshall rivalry, he thinks that it's better than the Middle rivalry is right now, which I'm still a little reluctant to say that because, Marshall fans are just mad online always.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter what the circumstances are, but... Yes. Having a good back-and-forth conversation with Middle people never really gets old, even though, they may suck this year, but, taking those games, like the Bowling Green Massacre, Matt McKay used to have the courtside seats with his family and everything before they had Riley, their child now, but I remember sitting, he had a spot open up, his mom wasn't able to go, so he asked me if I wanted to sit courtside with him for the Middle game, but that was Reggie Upshaw and Giddy Potts. That was Upshaw's last season. He was a senior when they were really good. So I'm like, heck yeah, man, I want to see the Tops beat Middle, play them really hard. And that was when we got torched for 30 points. The one time I get to sit courtside and it's bad. That still sets bad with me. Well, I don't know. Ooh, that's a good question. Which do you think is worse, getting torched by Middle about 30 points at Middle or the conference championship game last year, losing to Marshall with that missed layup? I don't know. That's a tough
conference loss because that doesn't go in. You're talking about dancing and
oh my gosh,
on TV and get another shot at it, for sure.
That's a stolen dream. Yes,
it's absolutely Middle. But when it comes to a chance to go dancing versus embarrassed on our home court, I will absolutely take the NCAA tournament.
I agree. Of course,
layup to go in.
Being crushed by Middle by 30 isn't as bad, but losing by 1 to Marshall is just, that's just decimates your emotions right there. You're just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? We just lost by 1 freaking point. We were winning this.
Yeah, and there's not really even a moral victory in it because it's not like Marshall were world beaters. I know they made some noise in the tournament, but they, more than everybody thought anyways, But it's not even like, oh, we went up and we played, we lost to Kansas by 2 at Allen Fieldhouse. Okay, fine. Look how well we played. That was great. It was just having your heart torn out because the streak of us not being in the tournament continues. And hopefully that ends this year, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm concerned too. We'll see.
Do we have any recruiting scoops? We do have a piece coming out tomorrow for National Signing Day. So, John Leonard, you'll have to check that out then, buddy. Has Horton...
We do have another recruiting question about how there have been 3 players signed in the basketball class. I want to say Rob Brown asked that.
Okay.
I don't know if it was on Facebook or Twitter. Can't remember. But anyways, he's a pretty interactive guy, and he was saying, do we need another point guard? Because this is Bearden's final season, and Banton does still have some growing to do. We haven't seen Gambrell a whole lot, so that was his question: is do we need to add more depth at the point guard? Which my answer is I'll always take depth at the point, but I don't know. Banton I think is going to grow a lot in the off season, and Gambrell, again by all accounts, if he's healthy, supposed to be really freaking good. So I don't know if we need a third.
Yeah, and looking at the scholarship situation again, too, I mean, another thing that's up for debate, I know, Devin, you chose this as your hot take at the beginning of the season, but, I mean, with Massey kind of still flying under the radar, he's still been doing really good, but is he going to be good enough to actually be a draft pick in the NBA this summer? That's something to still be determined. There's a lot of... He slipped in a bunch of the official mock drafts that I've seen.
He did, yeah.
Or whatever. And I don't know why he would want to go, like, the late... second round or something like that when he could stay in another year and then be a first rounder. I think he would have a better chance of doing a lot more in the NBA if he stays another season. But of course, if that were to happen and nobody transfers, we only lose one player. And we gained Carson Williams coming in. He sat out this season. He'll be another active player that's a good shooter coming in. And
right?
Of course, the 3 that we've already signed plus maybe one. I don't know. We'll see.
Is he from EKU?
Northern
transfer. I thought he was.
Northern.
I thought he was like a small forward or something from NKU.
He was a force. Yeah, he's like a shooting guard, small forward, something like that. He's a good shooter. Like, they had a game of knockout the guys did just for fun.
Yeah,
during practice once, and it came down to him and Savage, and he beat Savage.
Yeah, I think I saw that because they were exploding and yelling and screaming. It was cool.
Fire!
For what that's worth, of course.
Yes, I'm trying to like the comments where I answer questions. So, just so you all know, if I've liked your comment, that means we've answered it on air. Okay, I'm really upset with this young lady. I won't mention her name because she said, I am not very interested right now. Do not get to see many games, and besides, Jake Omer needs to play more.
Jake Omer needs to play more, and that's not a question.
Yeah, that's not really a question, sweetheart.
Sorry, it's not a question, so I'm not going to answer that. And if Jake Omer wants to play more, he needs to hit more threes.
Eric Lemaster seems to have hidden it, so
4 or 7 or whatever, but usually not, so whatever.
Matthew Hendricks says, do we have what it takes to win the 2019 Conference USA Championship?
That was one of the ones I wrote down, and I don't think so, and it makes me sad.
Yes, I completely agree.
Have the talent, I don't think we have the mental consistency. I do not think that the ability to play, again, consistently, to get a couple of wins in a row, I just don't, when everybody's trying to play their best, I just don't think I'd bet on that. I think I would take the field. Definitely have the physical ability to, definitely have the talent to do it. I just don't know. But hey, look, Bearden, it does seem like Sands has finally got his rotation down if everybody's healthy. And who knows, we come out of this stretch 4-0 or start really looking good in the that last 4 matchup. Whoever those teams we end up playing look really good against that. Maybe you get Hosh, but I would not bet the mortgage on it.
If we were to get one of the top 4 seeds and get that bye for the first round and only have to play 3 games instead of 4, but if we have to play all 4, I don't know. Of course, never say never. We survived Harper Mania. That's happened before with teams a lot less talented than this. Granted, it's the Sun Belt, but I think there's a good shot, but I just don't think they have the experience to get there, to get to the tournament this year. I hope I'm wrong. Prove me wrong, please.
Absolutely. Make a Sweet 16 run. Prove us all wrong.
I completely agree. I think it's a long shot this year, but we'll just have to see. I mean, you all basically covered it, but I would like to touch on something real quick, and then we will talk about our ranked. Signing day was today, National Signing Day. So we will have an article out. Tower Rack will have an article out tomorrow talking about it. We've had coverage all day on National Signing Day. So this is what we've got so far. And just for fun, I'm going to completely butcher these names, and I'm completely trying, so have fun listening to this. We've got a defensive end named Celestin Haba. Pretty close?
You got me, brother.
Jared, what do you think?
I think this is close, baby. I don't know, we'll see. I need to meet you guys, but we don't have one yet.
To make you feel better.
Yeah, I know, he does that. The next guy we got is Dayton Wade. He's an athlete. I'm assuming running back, wide receiver, tight end.
Can we please call him D-Wade just for the heck of it?
Yes,
Absolutely.
D-Wade.
D-Wade.
Yes, he's going on the board as D-Wade. Another athlete we have, defensive tackle, is, that's my grandmother-in-law sending me stuff through Facebook. The next guy we have is Tony Register. He's a defensive tackle. And the last guy we have is Wes Dorsey, offensive tackle. He is a recommit, so welcome back, buddy. Couple guys who did not sign. Garrett Jennings, offensive tackle. He's a verbal commit to Eastern. Boo. Javion Posey. He's an athlete. He's a poser. But he could still be a topper, so here's hoping, buddy. Webb Bates, punter. And Trey Bass, running back.
Yay, Frank.
That's kind of where the whole class sits.
That's where the class sits as of now. But there will be an article out tomorrow. Matt's going to do a piece on it, so let's see how that comes out. I think it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, because it's interesting, because, today wasn't really, a huge one.
Yes.
Most of our guys signed, on the initial signing day. But I am interested to see, how the four guys that signed today, kind of come through, and maybe Matt will do a super deep, in-depth Matt stats on them.
We'll see. We'll see how Matt does on that. I'm sure he'll be a great piece. He's a great writer. Does a great job with the Tower Rack. But check that out. And for our rank tonight, we're going to talk about a piece Jared's got coming out tomorrow. And I know I'm going to touch on one of my favorite 3-point shots that Western has done. I'm sure Jared's got several. Obviously, he wrote the piece, so he knows several more 3-point shots. But the one that gets me every time is Ty Rogers' shot.
Bless.
That was when I was there. Jared was in kindergarten.
No. I was in middle school, though, so
it doesn't help your case, buddy.
Middle school.
But I was... God, what year was that, anyway? What year was that shot, Jared?
08.
08. So that means I was a sophomore at Western. I was at the football stadium, the old side of the stadium, before they built the new side. And the game was on, and I remember we had the training room door open to the players' lounge so we could watch the game. And I mean, as the game goes on, it's getting closer and closer and closer, and we're like, man, we could actually go to the next round. All right. And last second, there's probably 30 players packed in there. All the trainers and everybody's looking over the shoulders of the players trying to see this. Comes down the court. I can't remember the point guard. He passes to Rogers. Rogers takes the shot, and I didn't even see it. Everybody just starts jumping and screaming and yelling, "Ah! Fire!"
Dude, my favorite is his face, because they have the pictures.
Yes.
I just remember that, because I wasn't watching the game. I was still in high school. I was not at TV when it was happening. But the picture that stands in mind is, at Glasgow campus, there was a picture of the shop.
Yeah.
I just remembered it was in the hallway, near the little cafeteria area, and it was a close-up of Ty's face. And it is the most, it's so hilarious. It looks like the kid's having a stroke. Half of his face is Rah! But he hit the shot, so I'm good. But it just that's the part of that always like sticks out of my head. It's just the crazy like I'm focused to make this amazing shot face that they like candidly captured, where like his mouth's like half open, and he's like has this guttural yell going on.
And he just runs away from everybody. That's what I remembered. Is him just running away from everybody, and everybody's trying to chase him to do the court dive on him, and he's just like, nope, wee, I'm over here, wee, and you're like,
excuse me, I'm not the
you're like, yay, what are you doing? You know, you're like, Jake, I'll go to you next, and then we'll let Jared finish up because he wrote the piece, so he's got the most.
So this is off the top of my head, but every Justin Johnson 3 when we spanked Marshall by the worst loss they've like ever had on their home floor last year.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was beautiful.
The dude, like, I think he had 34 points that night or something like that. I just remember watching it, and Justin Johnson just kept hitting threes. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to hang 3 digits on them. Yeah. Then we scored like 112 and absolutely obliterated them, and then it's so happy.
So Marshall doesn't have the answer to the great 3-point defense either.
No, they don't. No, you know what? Nobody does. Let's be real. Nobody does.
No.
If it's shoot, and if somebody gets hot, you might as well just guard the rest of the team and hope they don't shoot you out of the game. Like, that's
probably about right, yeah.
You want the defense? That's the defense. Like, put a hand in that guy's face and make sure everybody else doesn't score any.
That's probably correct. Jake, you got any more?
No, like I said, every shot. Every one of those. And TJ Price, by the way, you're talking about how great he was. Like,
yes.
Yeah, no specific games like are really like springing to mind because I haven't had a chance to look at it. But one of the best shooters I've ever had. Amazing, was there when I was at WKU, and just love to watch him and Tracy. Just like, it was just good.
I remember.
Man, I remember because we used to call him Percy Jackson. That was fun.
He was Percy Jackson. Okay.
That's what we called him. His name, I'm pretty sure his first name was Trency. I always mispronounced it. Is that right, Joey? Trency?
I remember.
Alright, enough of that before we
could not resist the member. Yeah. So.
Copyright issues.
Yeah, I know, right? Gosh. Just share it. It's all good. So, Jared, what are your top 3-point plays? Just give us a little preview of your article a bit here, okay?
All right. So, I mean, without spoiling all of it, well, I'll say some of my favorite ones. I don't want to spoil the whole article, but one of them that's included was Tracy Jackson's at ULAR, Little Rock. That was incredible. Because I remember, like, I have this little small TV that's hooked up to watch WKU PBS or whatever. Like, I don't get it with my DirecTV for whatever reason. We get all the national stuff. But I was watching that game, and I was hoping they would get that win. And he goes the length of the court in, like, 3 seconds and takes that shot, and it goes in. I was going crazy, even if it was just a regular season Sunbelt game. It's just exciting. It was so much fun just being able to watch that. And that's part of what made me, like, become even more of a diehard fan than I am now, because, like, that was my sophomore year at Western, and I hadn't really gone to many of the home games for whatever reason. I mean, I live 30 minutes away from campus, but, I mean, you go for free if you're a student. If you're a student and you're listening to this and you don't go to games, you have a terrible excuse. I live 30 minutes away. Go to a basketball game. Go support the Tops.
Yeah, seriously, it's free.
Yeah, so that started with the very end. Like, I remember, it was very shortly after that was senior night, and it was against Elfrid Payton and Louisiana Lafayette. And then ever since then, I went to just about every ball game after that. So that one has some sentimental value to me. But just because of how beautiful the moment was, one of my top that's in the article is the Derek Robinson 3 at UK. When they were number 4 in the country, 2001, I do believe. That was
2001.
I do not remember that. I remember of it, but I don't exactly remember that moment because I was like a wee small child. But seeing him drain a 3 with about 45 seconds left in the game, put Western up by 9, and him hushing the Rupp Arena crowd is probably... There needs to be a statue of that, honestly. Why is there not a statue of that? That's just incredible.
Yeah, come on, guys. Get on that.
Todd Stewart, if you're listening, come on, man. We need a statue of that. Him with the hush. That was beautiful. So the rest will be out tomorrow. It's got a lot of good moments, but sadly, one of my favorite moments that I've heard of from a lot of people that should have been in the list was Darren Horn's 3-pointer at Louisville. that beat Louisville last second 3-pointer, but I couldn't find any video of that, which is really sad. And I'm really hoping that someone in the athletic department could take those big moments, like from the archives, and like put them on YouTube or something, so fans can be able to enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that would be. I mean, even just put that on there. I completely agree with you, because how many times do people want to go back and watch? Hey, and I know you discussed off the air the difficulty you had finding some of those shots.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, so
Homer shot at the Southern Miss, not Southern Miss,
I don't know. So they have
Southern Miss.
it's like SMU.
It took me forever just to find like an individual clip of it. They had the full game on YouTube, but I finally found one from Western's Twitter account that had a video of him with his shot. So I mean, even stuff now, I mean, they just need to do a better job of documenting stuff like that. But I mean, that's just not for me.
Yeah, I mean, just like Jake was saying, their Twitter presence is really good. Kind of question some of their tweets, but it's whatever.
Well, they should be stronger on YouTube. Is all I'm saying. Like, YouTube's a platform, you could use it, and they've got all the archival footage.
They're really good.
I mean, do you know the kind of run you could get if you would put old games on there?
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Not as many as there should be.
I mean, I think you could get out of copyright range and post some of the old games on there. Completely agree. But they are really good about posting interviews and stuff, so I applaud them there.
Conferences, but other than that, like if there's like a really, really big moment, like the way I found the Tracy Jackson shot, like that was from WKU Sports YouTube account. Like it was big enough and exciting enough that even they put it on there for the Sunbelt era. That's something that still needs to happen, even with CUSA. Some of the big moments that we have.
Caboni, Todd, get it done. But that's all I've got tonight, guys. Follow the Towel Rack. Jared and the gang. Jared's got a piece coming out tomorrow. Matt's got a piece coming out tomorrow. I'm sure there's tons of other pieces coming out tomorrow with signing day and with the Tops, playing and doing. And, we're heading into Conference USA tournament. So as long as everything goes well, you can see the Tops playing for a Conference USA title. Whether we believe they will or not, we'll see how it goes. We will reach into the mailbag next week, so you all send us your questions. Follow the Towel Rack, at Towel Rack WKU on Twitter. They do stories, videos, everything daily. Follow the Red Out guys as we do stuff, not as often, but we do it every now and then.
As we do
stuff. As we sit on the pot, we do stuff, so we get it done.
That's right.
Yes. So, as always, go Tops.
Go Tops.